Hey, what's going on, guys? This week's the week two of the pro quals. Said in week one's video about the pro quals that didn't have high hopes for this. Didn't end up having a good run. It was still, still fun to get out there. I struggled a lot qualifying heat, man. When the track was heavy, it was really bouncy and could have picked better lines and um, just trying to get through, make it through the feature here. I do not remember where I qualified. I want to say like bottom half for sure. Like just absolutely terrible. Um, I might be the last starting in the last transfer spot. But anyway, we'll get rolling here with the heat race and see how things go after the heat. Well, so there was the heat race. Not really good there. Just couldn't figure the track out. Couldn't. Well, I don't think I was running a good line. I was trying to arc my entry so much and try and make the straightaways as long as possible, and I don't think that was the right thing to do there. But still made it to the feature. Ended up fifth. Saw Kurt get taken out there, and he made a mistake, and guy behind just didn't have time to check up and just run his race. He ended up running the um, B main in a transfer spot. He went to go past the guy. The guy just kind of chopped him. They both ended up in the tires. So, not a very good run for Kurt. Tommy was in that heat as well. He ended up running second in that heat. He had the track figured out pretty good. I'm gonna get ready and play the feature here. Christian, I think, ended up third in his heat, so he's already made the transfer. Um, so three of the four guys on the team and made the feature tonight. In this split, anyway. Um, so we'll get rolling here and um, see if I figured it out in the feature. And we're already back at our first caution here. Tight track. It's Kokomo. Did not see what ended up happening there. So not really sure who that was. They got involved in that. I know it wasn't Tommy or Christian or I, so all's good as we're rolling here. So we'll get back rolling here on the restart and try and get a few laps in here. And another caution there. Didn't really see why that one come out either. I think there was an issue with the lap car on this next restart. Um, I don't know. I don't know what had happened with the scoring or whatever. Lap car ended up like right by the leaders as we were getting ready to go green when he's supposed to fall to the tail. I'm assuming. And it ended up giving Tommy a black. For some reason, it didn't give the leader a black either, but it gave Tommy one, and then whoever was running third at the time ended up getting one. I through that last run, I ended up working my way to up to fourth there, which scoring wise, I believe it's second. Just kind of a crappy deal, especially for Tommy. He ran good all night. Tanner Miller ended up winning the race. One of last year's pros was one of our split here. So, but anyway, we'll get back rolling here and see if we can get some more laps in. It's Kokomo, so. Another short green flag run there. I don't know what to say other than it's Kokomo and it's iRacing. I don't think it was that start that ended up giving the guys the blacks. It may have been this restart. Christian got involved in that wreck. He had wing damage the rest of the race. Hovered around the top 10 most of the night. Not sure where he ended up here. I know we were somewhat in the general area of each other here. Trying to figure out. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how this black worked and everything. But I don't understand it. I mean, about like the iRacing dropping half the fields and in week one, so it is what it is. Get rolling here with the next restart. All right. Well, that was the lap car that I was trying to get around. There is the one that caused the black issue on that last restart. I was trying to cut under him. The lap car was broken. The guy behind me drove her in super deep. I mean, he was probably running that the whole time. Um, I changed my line to try and get around the lapper. I don't know if he just didn't see me or um, get what I was doing there. But it is what it is. Got to go back to the tail, and thankfully there was some cars getting repairs done, so um, I didn't have to go to the very very back. I think there's 4 cars, 3 or 4 cars that are still behind me on this restart. But yeah, that sucked. I was fighting the car. The car it was just so tight, and then all of a sudden it'd get loose on me on exit. I don't remember exactly what lap it was, but there was a real good example of it when I was coming out of 3 and 4. Um, get the car rolling. I got the wheels turned into it, pedaling. I pick up on the throttle. It's still tight. I give it just a little bit more throttle, and then she snaps on me. Um, Again, not comfortable at all. Did my best working on a setup and practicing, and um, sometimes it's just your night, not your night, So getting ready to hit this restart here at the back and just trying to salvage something out of this. Still trying to stay in the top 50 in points. So we'll get rolling here and see what ends up happening. All right, sorry I didn't clear the bars off there for the that session there. Luckily it didn't last very long, so you don't have to see it for too long. Looked like just a giant cluster there. Didn't get involved in it. I don't think any of our guys in there got involved in it. So, like, good luck for us and everything. Just staying out of the trouble. And when you're, starting back here in the squirrel with the squirrels, you're gonna have to be careful not to get your nuts busted. I think Robert Ballou said it. Anyway, we'll get rolling here. Just trying to salvage something of the night and end up seeing what happens. All right, another caution. Welcome to Kokomo. Um, got into the back of the 13, 14, whatever his number is. He had been zigzagging, and he was having a hard time out there the most of the night from just watching his heat race and stuff. So um, didn't mean to get into him. What happens? So we'll get rolling here and um, see if maybe Maybe I could end up doing something with this. Not really sure here where the start is at. That's why I'm stalling for time while I'm talking. I think it's right here. So we'll get ready and roll back into this. All right, well, there's another caution. Looks like the 13 just lost control again. You saw there, he come up into Christian, off the bottom, come up, ended up putting Christian in the wall, and then driving right down the track, and I had to check up to keep from running him over. So I mean, he was a bit of a squirrel, and um, it's frustrating because he's one of the guys that decides to queue up and blame everybody else for how they drove and hit him, and it's like, dude, common denominator is you. It's not every other person. So um, hopefully he looked at the replay and saw that he was the one being the squirrel. It's not our job to hold his lane for him. So hopefully everything he ends up having a better run next week and everything. And hopefully we can finish this one out here. Kokomo short track laps should go by fast. I feel like I'm sitting here doing this video for 2 hours. Just official racing, Kokomo. Gotta love it, but here we go. Yay, that one's done. Thank God. Might have been able to get another position there. The 17 got a little loose on the bottom in front of me, so I had to lift, and I think it was the 7 car got past me on the outside there. Yeah, don't really have a whole lot to say here. Ended up finishing ninth, staying in the top 10. Did end up getting to stay in the top 50. Actually gained a couple spots. So, I mean, not terrible, but wasn't the race I was looking for. Knew going in it was going to be rough. I didn't help myself by qualifying terrible. So, um, really the key is just getting a good qualifying lap in so you don't put yourself in bad situations, like I clearly did the entire night at Kokomo. So, um, yeah, really, that's just gonna do it, man. Not super, nothing really to write home about. Average finish, and um, hoping that this ends up being a drop week I get to use. And if that's the case, ninth place having to use as a drop, pretty good. So anyway, I think next week we're on to Port Royal, so that'll be fun. Wide open, big wide track, plenty of space, to give everybody room, and hopefully have a good clean race and everything. But until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support from everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and catch you next time. Peace.